Hello, hello everyone. How are you doing today? The Weather and Toilet Finder 775 here, and welcome back to another video. Today, I'm talking about the potential for severe thunderstorms today. So, if you like this, please be sure to click like, comment, and/or subscribe. I'm currently at 153 subscribers, and I'm loading my analytics right now. I'm going to very briefly check my analytics right now. And about almost 95% of you who watch my videos are not subscribed. So it only takes a few seconds to subscribe. You can ring the notification bell if you want, but you don't have to. Okay, let's get on with the weather video. So here we're looking at the GFS model, and I'm of the area of greatest concerns across parts of Minnesota, Iowa, and Wisconsin, where the Storm Prediction Center does have a slight risk in place. I can show that to you right now. Yep, slight risk. Roughly the eastern 2/3 of Iowa, much of southern and eastern Minnesota, and even western Wisconsin are all at risk for at least isolated severe weather. There's also a marginal risk in South Carolina, but I'm not going to talk about that in this video. And then let's check the individual probabilities by hazard. Tornado risk, you can see we do. Yeah, you can see that we do have a 5% tornado risk for much of the same general area, except for along the Mississippi River, where there's a 0 to 2% chance of a tornado occurring within 25 miles of a point. And some areas that are included in this include 5% risk, include Minneapolis, Minnesota, St. Paul, Minnesota, Des Moines, Iowa, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and Rochester, Minnesota. Wind probabilities. Not too big of a threat today. Only a 5% risk is outlined at this time. Same with hail, only up to 5%. Hail up to quarter size would be prevalent in this area. Wind risk up to 60 miles an hour. Tornadoes possible. Tornadoes is a slight risk. I'm gonna pull up a local National Weather Service office. This is Des Moines, Iowa, National Weather Service office, and there's a situation report. I'm gonna scroll down and show this to you. Timing: storms will begin around 1 p.m. in southern Iowa. Time may be different in your area if you live in a different area, and will move northwards to the afternoon and evening. Severe threats include hail around quarter size or 1 inch. Like I said, strong winds gust around 60 miles an hour. But perhaps of greatest concern will be a few tornadoes, which according to the National Weather Service in Des Moines, may spin up pretty quickly. This is not a joke. 5% tornado probabilities is not a joke. And in their service area, timing of greatest start is 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. today. But storms may last even later into the evening. Now I'm going to show you the model runs after some time. So now we're looking at the GFS surface-based cape, and I'm going to rush it, try to expedite this to not take too much out of your day. And yeah, you can see some widespread blues of cape. And that Cape blues represent 1,000 to 2,000 Cape, 1534 Cape, out just west of my area, and also in 17 in western Wisconsin, 1757. Now, if I click on that, I'll say if I click on that bullseye, yeah, it's already showing marginally severe probabilities as of yet. An even greater cape starts to build up across western Wisconsin, up to 2772 in the bullseye. Yeah, it's showing only severe probabilities, not tornado. Now let's look at the most unstable cape. I see that's pretty much the most unstable it's going to get is 2772 across southwest Wisconsin. Now let's look at the supercell composite. Zoom Midwest. Anything above, probably above a 2 is what I would, is what a weather forecaster would consider favorable for supercell thunderstorm development. Anywhere in the gray cape, that's where you're at 1. Anywhere in the gray supercell composite zones is where you sell light gray zones is at where you're at is 0.5 to 0.5 to 5. But the highest supercell composite we're seeing is only 2s and 3s across Iowa and Wisconsin. Let's see what. Oh, the supercell composite then drops to 0 across much of the state of Iowa and then comes up to the north. Moves north through the evening, and the possible hazard type already showing that tornado probability there. So that's why this video is not playing around. Surface race convective inhibition. This is basically a measure of the. Oh, whoops, sorry about that. I'm just going to reload the same page. And convective inhibition is pretty much nil. Like minus 30 or less joules per kilogram. So storms in Iowa and Wisconsin should hopefully have no trouble developing and given the severe probabilities quickly turn severe. And the cap of less than minus 200 basically means a tempered severe threat. And cap across much of the area is very low, like minus 100 or less, minus 112 or less, excuse me. And the less convective inhibition you have, I'd say the less likely storms are to. There's like literally no cap at whatsoever within the slight risk zone. But there may be more in the marginal risk zone, which is what the GFS is telling me. Let's start looking at the NAM now. I'm going to take this frame by frame, zoom into the Midwest, because that's the area of greatest concern for severe weather. Oh, that's significant tornado parameter. Supercell composite, the NAM has it at 3 across south central Iowa, 1 around 1 elsewhere. At 15 UTC, but 18 UTC, you can see those grays of 2 plus start to increase in coverage. By 21 UTC, that's when supercell composite really starts to ramp up. We're seeing like south of Des Moines, southeast of Des Moines, we're seeing south and west of Des Moines, also southeast of Des Moines, we're already seeing 5s by 21 UTC. And even in northern Iowa, we're seeing a 6. Let's see what's up with that. Level 1 severe. And 18, let's go back to 21 for a few seconds there. 41.439, 1.56. Only marginal severe. I'm assuming those times are probably going to be all over the place by 21 UTC. Like level 1 severe all over the place. Ooh, we even got a marginal tour out in out in central Iowa. So I wouldn't be surprised if I heard of at least a brief tornado touchdown and showing severe probabilities to the south of Des Moines. This is Polk County, where Des Moines housing. This longer county that's Jasper, and there's all those counties run along Interstate 80. The greatest concern, like I said before, is across Iowa and Wisconsin and Minnesota. Now let's start looking at that convective available potential energy, or CAPE for short. I like to think of it as thunderstorm food. A user called direct weather inspired me to think of CAPE as thunderstorm food or fuel. Like the more CAPE they have, the more CAPE is in the atmosphere, the more severe thunderstorms could occur in that high CAPE zone. Now let's go to 21 UTC. That's maybe my period of greatest concern. 22 in dynamics is only showing 2292 at 2291. And across Wisconsin, UTC, and only marginal severe, but that's a lot of hail soundings. With weak supercells into 0% tornado chance. $1,339. 41.439, 1.52. Yep, same thing. Level 1 severe. And if I had to take a guess as to when the severe threat would wane down, it'll probably be around 21 UTC. Oh, still, nope. Probably not then. It's because I'm still seeing a Tor as a possible hazard type. At 41.37 minus 94.06 lat long. Significant tornado parameters. I forgot to zoom in before the video started, so I apologize. That's taking a little bit of time. Significant tornado parameter fixed layer is not looking super duper high. Like less than a half. Area less than a half or less. Like 0.5 or less across the entire area, but that doesn't mean the tornado potential has gone down to 0 yet. There's still tornado potential later today. It's just that the parameters are not looking very, very high. Now let's look at the NAMS handle on the convective inhibition thing. By 18 UTC, it's pretty much showing no cap at all. Same thing, no cap, little to no cap, if any. And still across our slight risk zone, so very little to no convective inhibition even at 21 UTC. 0 UTC, cap really starts to increase across the far west of Iowa. But my other concern is roughly the eastern 2/3. Mainly the eastern 2/3 of Iowa. Where convective inhibition is at its lowest. Now I start looking at the NAM 3 kilometer model. The NAM 3 kilometer is showing the most widespread cave values of 2,000 plus, centered across Wisconsin, central and southern Wisconsin, and northern Illinois. So that's not our main area of concern. Our area of concern is the eastern two-thirds of Iowa, southern and eastern and southern and western Wisconsin. Across those areas, cape values of generally less than 2,000 will be common by 18 UTC. And along the Mississippi River, still showing only marginal severe threat, even in the highest cape zone. Which, if you're an EAS alert like me, this would be disappointing. This wouldn't be disappointing, but a marginal severe does not mean you should totally give up. There could still be a stray severe thunderstorm or a tornado that pops up, and lo and behold, by 21 UTC, severe probabilities are already showing up. In case you didn't know, this is a lat long for Riverside, Iowa, the city that I live in. It's showing severe weather as a possible hazard type, not TOR, at least level 2 severe. Marginal severe. I'm gonna click in random spots along in the cape value bullseye and look at potentially north central Iowa, TOR at minus 43.3 latitude, and minus 93.54 longitude. This is 17 minutes long. Sorry if I took so much time. Convective inhibition. Same story, little to none across the slate and marginal risk zone. Supercell composite, not looking very high. In the Midwest, let's zoom into the Midwest since that's my greatest area of concern. 18, 21. And southern Minnesota is at a 12, according to the NAM 3 kilometer. And it's already showing tornado probability as a possible hazard type. Significant tornado parameter fixed layer. I'm going to rush through this since the video is nearing 20 minutes in length. Sorry if I took so much time out of your day. 1.2, that's a TOR probability. But I am not expecting a real large tornado outbreak today. And therefore not expecting any PDS tornado soundings. Repeat, not expecting any large tornadoes. Any kind of huge tornadoes that you typically see in an outbreak. The HRRR is showing Midwest. Midwest still within the Cape bullseye, but so potential within the Cape bullseye by 18. And this goes hour by hour, so I'm going to have to take you frame by frame. Cape generally 1,000 plus. 21 UTC, let's see. Oh, Louisa County is showing Cape as 2645. Marginal severe in that area. Marginal severe in the Louisa County, Iowa area. Let's see Minnesota sounding 2089. Marginal TOR there. Let's see within the Cape bullseye in southeast Wisconsin. 2525. Marginal severe. And the HRRR is showing pretty much no convective inhibition until really no really significant convective inhibition until the thunderstorms start eating up that cape at 21 UTC. And on a severe weather day, when there's little to no convective inhibition, thunderstorms should have little, if any, trouble turning severe. Supercell composite, according to the HRRR. I'm going to take you hour by hour quickly, because the video is over 20 minutes in length. I'll promise I'll try to make my severe weather videos a little bit shorter. Oh, let's go back to 22. 21 UTC. 9 supercell composite. Tor. And there's another red spot at 17. Also showing tornado probability. At forecast hour 8, let's see what it's like around the Johnson County, Iowa, Boot Hill, marginal severe, Minnesota, 3, I'm just clicking on a random spot, marginal severe, western Wisconsin, spec bullseyes, severe, regular severe, significant tornado parameters with the HRRR not looking pretty high. Only a 1.2 at best. That's on the Iowa-Missouri state line. And you can already see that there's there's already Tor probabilities. So the greatest area period of concern is probably going to be 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. or from 18 UTC to 0 UTC. I'm gonna take for you folks out in Minnesota, Iowa, in Eastern Iowa, and Wisconsin. I'm gonna take you frame by frame, see when you could be experiencing severe weather. 18Z, you could see some pop-up thunderstorms, pop-up rain, and perhaps thunderstorms in Iowa, Missouri, and Nebraska. The further west you go, nothing severe. 7, you can see those start to move northeast with a 1004 millibar low pressure system. 23 UTC, those thunderstorms really start to merge into a really potent line as they move into northern Iowa. And you can see that still some pop-up thunderstorms are possible as far south as the Missouri border at 1 UTC. But 2 UTC Wednesday this is about, I'd say about approximately 9 p.m. today. 3 UTC still seeing some thunderstorms across Iowa, but probably nothing too severe by this point in time. 16. I'm going to take it all the way to 6 UTC Wednesday, which is about 1 a.m. tomorrow. 5 UTC 6. And you can see that the severe threat, even though we're still seeing some pop-up rain showers and bands and isolated thunderstorms, I'd say that pretty much the severe threat is well said and done. So that's it for today's video. If you liked it, please be sure to click like and or comment and or subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.